Okay. So about a year ago, my husband and I moved to a new city in Georgia. It's where we live. And we started where we came from, pretty comfortable lifestyle. Didn't feel like we were struggling too bad. And then we moved up to a place that's a lot more expensive. And we had to move right in the middle of the housing market going crazy. So we had to pretty much use everything we made off of our house to buy another house in which we were still paying probably twice as much as what we were paying before we moved up here. And so my husband is a high school football coach. And so, not racking in money because teaching doesn't always pay the highest salaries. And am a home health physical therapist. And so when I moved up here, my work schedule changed a whole lot. Whereas back where we moved from, I was probably working from 9 or 8:30 till about 2, so I could get my kids from school, get them to their activities. I was working 4 days a week. And moved up here, I had to start working 5 days a week and found that I could not meet the demands of my new job. Like they wanted me to see a certain quota of patients and I just could not do it. And as a overachiever or an overachiever throughout my whole life, who always prided herself in doing the best that she could in everything that she started out doing, I felt like I was constantly failing and it was terrible. I just felt terrible all the time. So the good part about home health is you ride from one place to the next. And so podcasts are like my life. Mm-hmm. And I decided one day there are people around here working from home. They don't seem like they're struggling. Like, what is the deal? Like, I've got to figure out, like, I'm a smart person. Like, why I've got to figure this out. And so I just Googled, I think, or on the podcast app, I just searched for how to start your own business. And a podcast came up. I think he's one of your colleagues or whatever. And mm-hmm. I started listening to his podcast, and he would say, like, people choose to live in uncertainty or they choose to just stay unhappy. And I was like, oh my gosh, that explains exactly where I'm at right now. Like, do I want to be unhappy or do I just want to jump into the uncertainty? And so he actually had you as a guest on his podcast. And so I Googled your name and scheduled a meeting with you right away. And so that's kind of how I got to you and started the process.